Your dealer has denied warranty claims on Sierras with these 5 modifications, and every single denial was legally questionable. There's a federal law that says aftermarket parts cannot void your warranty unless the dealer proves that specific part caused that specific failure. Most Sierra owners don't know this law exists. Every dealer does. 5 banned mods. 1 law. Here's how the game actually works. The law is called the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, federal law, 15 U.S.C. Section 2302, and it says something very specific that changes how every Sierra owner should handle a warranty claim. A warrantor, that's GM, cannot condition warranty coverage on the use of any specific brand of part unless that part is provided free of charge. And if the warrantor denies a claim because of an aftermarket part, the burden of proof is on them. They must demonstrate that the aftermarket part caused the failure, not that it was present, not that they don't like it, that it caused the specific problem you're claiming. Most Sierra owners walk into the dealer, get told their modification voided the warranty, and walk out with a $4,000 bill. They don't fight it because they don't know they can. That's what the dealer counts on, and that's what every entry on this list is about. Here's how to use this law. If a dealer denies your warranty claim and cites an aftermarket part, ask one question. Can you provide written documentation proving that this specific part caused this specific failure? Not that it's present, that it caused the failure. If they can't, and in most cases they can't, cite the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act by name. Tell them you'll be filing a complaint with the FTC if the denial stands without proof of causation. Most dealers reverse the denial at this point because the cost of an FTC investigation exceeds the cost of the repair. The owners who know the law get their claims approved. The owners who don't pay out of pocket every time. Let's start with the most common one. Number 5, an aftermarket catback exhaust system on a Sierra 5.3 or 6.2 Borla S-Type. Flowmaster Outlaw. MBRP. Installer Series. $500 to $1,500 installed. The most popular sound modification on any Sierra generation. Sierra-specific, Denali owners install catbacks because GM tunes the Denali exhaust for luxury, quiet, refined, barely audible. Owners buy the Denali for the 6.2 V8 and the premium interior, then immediately want to hear the engine GM spent engineering dollars to silence. A T4 owners want aggressive tone to match the off-road aesthetic. SLE and SLT owners want any sound at all from the whisper quiet factory setup. Here's what GM's warranty department says. Aftermarket exhaust equals modified emissions adjacent system. The service advisor sees aftermarket tips during a walk-around, notes it on the work order. Any engine-related warranty claim, lifter noise, oil consumption, check engine light gets flagged for additional review. The notation alone slows the claim, triggers scrutiny, and in some cases leads to denial. Here's what the law actually says. A catback exhaust system is, by definition, everything after the catalytic converters. The catalytic converters, the actual emissions equipment, remain factory and untouched. A catback modifies mufflers and tailpipes. It does not modify emissions components. It cannot cause an engine failure. It cannot cause lifter collapse. It cannot cause oil consumption. The physics don't connect. Under Magnuson-Moss, the dealer must prove the catback caused the engine issue, not that it exists, that it caused the specific failure. A muffler change causing a lifter to collapse is mechanically impossible, and any engineer GM puts on the stand would have to admit that. Here's the dealer scenario that happens every month. Sierra owner brings truck in for lifter ticket 55,000 miles. Service advisor walks around the truck, sees Borla tips, writes aftermarket exhaust installed on the work order. Warranty claim flagged. Owner doesn't know Magnuson-Moss. Claim denied. Owner pays $4,200 out of pocket for a repair the exhaust had nothing to do with. And that's not a hypothetical. That's a Tuesday at a GMC dealer. Your catback didn't break your lifters. And the law says the dealer has to prove it did before they deny your claim. But this next mod is even more infuriating, because it prevents the exact failure the dealer profits from repairing. Number 4. The AFM or DFM disabler on a Sierra 5.3 or 6.2. $240 to $270. Plugs into the OBD port. Keeps all 8 cylinders firing all the time. The single most common aftermarket device on any Sierra in America. The disabler exists for one reason: to prevent AFM and DFM lifter collapse. the $3,000 to $5,000 repair that defines GM V8 ownership. The device keeps all cylinders active, eliminates the cycling that causes lifter wear, and removes the failure mode entirely. It doesn't add stress, it reduces it. The engine runs the way a non-AFM engine runs, all 8, all the time. Here's what GM's warranty department says. The disabler modifies engine operating parameters. Any engine-related warranty claim on a truck with a disabler detected equals automatic scrutiny. Some dealers scan the OBD port during routine service and check for the device. If found, it gets documented. If a claim comes in later, the documentation surfaces. Here's what the law says. The disabler keeps all 8 cylinders firing. It reduces mechanical stress on the lifters. It does the opposite of what causes the failure. Under Magnuson-Moss, GM must prove the disabler caused the failure. Proving that a device which prevents lifter cycling caused lifter failure is a logical impossibility. It's like arguing that wearing a seatbelt caused the accident. I'm not done yet. Here's the irony that should make every Sierra owner angry. The device that prevents the failure GM's own design created is the device GM uses to deny warranty coverage when a different component fails. The owner is penalized for protecting the engine that GM couldn't protect. Here's exactly what to do if your claim gets denied because of a disabler. Step 1. Ask the service advisor for the denial in writing. They have to provide it. Step 2. Ask them to document in writing how the disabler caused the specific failure. Not that it was present, how it caused the failure. Step 3, if they can't provide causation, and they can't because the disabler prevents failure rather than causing it, send a written letter to the dealership general manager citing the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act and requesting claim reversal. Step 4, if the dealer still refuses, file a complaint with the FTC and your state's Attorney General Consumer Protection Division. Most dealers fold at Step 3. The ones who don't fold at Step 4. Dealer scenario. Sierra owner installs the disabler on day 1. At 70,000 miles, the water pump fails. Completely unrelated to AFM. Completely unrelated to the disabler. Dealer sees the device during an OBD scan. Notes, unauthorized device detected on the work order. Water pump claim denied. Owner doesn't know Magnuson-Moss. Pays out of pocket. The owner who fights it sends a letter citing the act, demands proof the disabler caused the water pump failure. Gets the claim approved 2 weeks later. Most owners don't fight. That's the margin the dealer counts on. The device that prevents GM's biggest design flaw is the device GM bans. And the federal law that protects you is the law your dealer hopes you never Google. Now, number 3 is the most common visual modification on any Sierra. And the warranty games it creates are the most absurd on this entire list. Number 3, aftermarket wheels and tires outside factory spec on your Sierra. 33-inch tires on 20-inch aftermarket wheels. The number 1 visual modification on any Sierra in America. The setup you see on every leveled SLE, SLT, and elevation in every parking lot in the country. Here's the Sierra-specific detail that makes this infuriating. The Sierra AT4 comes from the factory with 33-inch tires, 275/60R20, factory calibrated, factory warranted, GM approved. A Sierra SLE owner who installs the exact same tire size aftermarket is not warranty covered for any suspension, steering, or wheel bearing claim. Same tire, same diameter, same load rating, different part number in the system, different warranty treatment. Stay with me here. GM's warranty position, any wheel or tire combination outside factory spec equals modified suspension geometry. Wheel bearing failure at 50,000 miles? Aftermarket tires noted. Tie rod wear? Aftermarket wheels noted. Ball joint play? Modified suspension geometry? Claim denied. Under Magnuson-Moss, this falls into a nuanced zone. If the tire size matches a factory option that GM themselves offer on the AT4, the dealer cannot logically argue the size caused the failure. The same truck from the same factory with the same frame runs the tire size with full warranty. The difference is a part number, not engineering. Now here's where it gets real. If the aftermarket wheels have significantly aggressive offset, -18, -24, that pushes the tire outward and does increase leverage on wheel bearings. In that specific case, the dealer has a stronger argument. The modification genuinely changes the load path on the bearing in a way the factory setup doesn't. The smart approach, 33-inch tires on stock offset wheels or moderate offset. Maximum Magnuson-Moss protection. The tire size matches a factory option. The offset matches factory geometry. The dealer has no engineering argument, only an accounting one. Cost: $1,200 to $3,000 for wheels and tires on a Sierra. The same tire size GM puts on the AT4 from the factory will void your warranty on the SLE. Same tire, different sticker. That's not engineering, that's accounting. Quick thing, if you didn't know about Magnuson-Moss before this video, you're not alone. Most Sierra owners don't, and that's exactly why dealers get away with questionable denials. Drop a comment. Which of these 5 is on your Sierra right now? And hit subscribe. I break down the rights, the laws, and the insider knowledge that dealers hope you never find every single week. Let's get into the last 2. These are the big ones. Number 2, an aftermarket ECU tune on your Sierra. HP Tuners. EFI Live. Diablo Sport. $400 to $800 for a custom calibration that rewrites the factory ECU programming. On the 5.3, 15 to 30 horsepower. On the 6.2, 25 to 40. Sharper throttle response. Firmer transmission shifts. AFM or DFM disabled permanently through software. Torque management removed. Let me be direct about this one. This is the modification where GM has the strongest warranty argument. And understanding why is what separates a smart Sierra owner from a surprised one. GM tracks the ECU flash count. Every time the computer is rewritten, whether by a tuner, a dealer update, or a calibration tool, a counter increments. It does not reset. A stock Sierra that's only been to the dealer for service typically shows 1 to 3 flashes. A tuned Sierra returned to stock before a dealer visit might show 4, 5, 6. The dealer sees the mismatch. The dealer asks questions. GM's warranty position, ECU modification, equals automatic warranty void on engine and transmission components. Their argument is the strongest on this list because modifying the calibration genuinely changes how the engine operates. Timing, fuel delivery, shift points, boost management on the 2.7 turbo. If a tuned engine fails, GM can argue the altered parameters contributed to the failure. Here's what Magnuson-Moss says. GM still must prove the tune caused the specific failure. A flash count proves something was written. It doesn't prove what was written. A stock calibration with a higher than expected flash count could be from a dealer update that was reapplied, a diagnostic tool that triggered a rewrite, or a tuner that was returned to stock. The counter doesn't store content, just events. Dealer scenario: Sierra owner tunes the 5.3 for 2 years, returns to stock calibration before a warranty claim on transmission shutter. A documented GM defect affecting completely stock trucks. Dealer sees flash count at 4 instead of the expected 2. Flags the claim. Owner responds, transmission shutter is a documented GM defect with multiple TSBs affecting stock Sierras. The shutter exists on trucks that have never been tuned. Claim goes to the regional GM representative for decision. The tune is the one mod where GM has a real argument, but a flash count isn't proof of what was written. It's proof that something was. Know the difference before you walk into the dealer. And number 1, the modification that generates more warranty denials on the Sierra than everything else on this list combined. Number 1, a lift kit or suspension modification on your Sierra. 2-inch leveling kit. 3-inch lift. 6-inch full suspension system. $200 to $5,000 or more depending on type. The most modified aspect of any Sierra, and the modification that creates the longest chain of warranty exposure. Here's why this is number 1. A lift kit doesn't just change ride height, it changes the geometry of every component connected to the suspension. Ball joint angles shift, caster and camber change, CV joint operating angles increase, drive shaft angles change, wheel bearing load paths shift, and every single one of those changes gives the dealer a potential warranty denial point. GM's warranty position is the broadest on this list. Any suspension modification equals modified ride height, modified geometry, modified load paths. Ball joint failure, aftermarket lift noted, CV joint wear, modified driveline angle noted, wheel bearing at 45,000 miles, modified suspension noted. Even body component claims, door alignment, tailgate gap, bed flex can be attributed to altered frame stress from a lift. The cascade is endless. Now here's where Magnuson-Moss meets reality. For a 2-inch level or small lift, the dealer must prove that specific 2-inch height change caused the specific failure. 2 inches of lift on a truck designed for off-road use with factory ground clearance options is a difficult engineering argument to make. Most 2-inch leveling kits change caster by less than 1 degree, within the factory alignment specification range. For a 6-inch lift with 37-inch tires and -24 offset wheels, the dealer has a genuinely strong case. The modifications significantly alter geometry, load paths, and component stress in measurable ways. Magnuson-Moss still applies, but the dealer's proof is much easier to assemble. Here's the thing that makes this number one. GM offers a factory 2-inch lift kit through the Chevrolet and GMC accessories catalog. Part number varies by year, but it's available for every T1 XX Sierra. Installed at a dealer, warranty preserved. Price: $500 to $800 dealer installed. The identical 2-inch lift from Rough Country, $250 online. Ready lift, $300. Same spacer, same height, same function. But the GM kit has a GM part number in the system. That part number is what the warranty computer recognizes. The aftermarket kit doesn't have it. Same physics, different database entry. That's the entire game. Dealer scenario. Sierra owner installs a 2-inch Rough Country leveling kit. Ball joint fails at 45,000 miles. Exactly the mileage where ball joints sometimes fail on stock height trucks depending on road conditions and driving. Dealer sees the leveling kit, denies the claim, aftermarket suspension modification. Owner points out that GM sells a nearly identical 2-inch kit through their own parts department. Dealer says, but you didn't buy ours. That's the game. The mod isn't the problem. The part number is. The smart approach: if you're under warranty and want a level, buy GM's kit installed at the dealer. The extra cost buys warranty protection. If you're out of warranty, install whatever you want. Magnuson-Moss applies to the warranty period. After that, the game doesn't matter. GM sells a lift kit that preserves your warranty. The identical lift from anyone else voids it. The mod isn't the problem. The part number is. 5 modifications. All legal to install, all legal to drive with, and all used by GM's warranty department to deny claims on Sierra owners who didn't know their rights. The law is clear. Magnuson-Moss says the dealer must prove the specific modification caused the specific failure. Not that it was present, not that they disapprove, not that it isn't a GM part. They must prove causation. Write that word down. Causation. Bring it to your next service appointment. A catback exhaust didn't break your lifters. A disabler didn't kill your water pump. The same tire size on the AT4 isn't a warranty risk on the SLE. A flash count isn't proof of what was written. And the part number on your leveling kit doesn't change the physics of what it does. If you want the mods that are illegal by law, not just by GM's warranty department, watch 10 illegal GMC Sierra mods that actually work. That's the legal companion to this video. And for the modifications mechanics install on their own Sierras despite knowing all of this, watch 15 illegal tricks GMC mechanics use on their own trucks. Your dealer knows these 5 mods are on your Sierra. Now you know the law that protects you from what they do with that information. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.